We have one more speaker for you, and I think this is maybe my favorite of the evening because along the way we've really met a ton of people from different schools, different organizations, and we were introduced to Rayshaune Burns, who's a student at Foreman. He is the president of his class, or of the student government, and he's also a Mikvah Challenge leader. And he has a really great story about how his neighborhood high school has worked for him, but really also an example of how it takes more than the immediate school to make a very comprehensive and powerful education. So Rayshaune, please come and join us.
Hi, so I'm Rayshaune Burns. I go by Ray for short. I'm born and raised in Chicago. I'm 18. I live with my mom and my 3 little sisters. For fun, I like to make music, perform music, play sports, and if I have enough money, build a computer for a family member or something. Originally, I was supposed to go to high school at Gwendolyn Brooks, because it was close to my house. It was selective enrollment, and my mom was all about that. But then we ended up moving to Belmont Cragen, and so that was way too far, and I didn't want to be commuting to Lane Tech either. So I ended up going to Foreman because it was just like a 15-minute walk from my house. And during my freshman year at Foreman, I met a man named Michael D. Iakova. He was an English teacher at Foreman. And I don't know how it happened, but somehow he ended up following me like every year throughout my high school career up until junior year. And because of him, I got into a program called One Goal, which is like a college help type program that teaches students what they need to do to get into college and then be successful and graduate from college. And then he also was the reason I got involved in Mikvah Challenge. Because one day in One Goal, he came like rushing into the room near the end of the day, and he's like, "It's the last day to register for this Mikvah Challenge program. I think it'll be super good for you and your college applications." And like he was so enthusiastic about it, so I wasn't gonna tell him no. So I did it. I didn't really put too much into the application. I was just like, whatever, I'll do it. And I still somehow ended up getting accepted to the CEO of CPS's Student Advisory Council through Mikvah Challenge, and that gave me a huge network of people that helped me to get involved in programs and do things that look good for colleges and are just good building my personal skills, speaking skills, and being able to work with other people and knowing that my opinion isn't always right. He was one of the teachers at Foreman. There's many teachers at Foreman who were like this to other students that will help them even with like their academic life and emotional life at home, just making sure the students were okay and making sure the students had all they needed to succeed as best as they could. And sadly, him and many other students at my school, teachers at my school got laid off because of the budget cuts. And so class sizes at Foreman have been super huge. For example, in my English 110 course, which is a dual credit course we have with Wright, it was supposed to be 2 separate classes taught by 2 separate teachers. One of the teachers got laid off, so it's 1 class. So if we have a day where every student shows up to class, there's going to be at least 2 students standing up in the back doing their work. We have tiles missing from the floors. The books are super old, computers outdated, and just go on and on. The field is not fit to play on, so we can't have sporting events at our school. We can only practice on our field. And that messes up Foreman's money even more because nobody's going to pay to come and play there. It's unfair because the students that go to Foreman are not worth any less than the students that go to the selective enrollment schools. For example, a friend of mine, his name is Jose Sobranis. He's been in my classes since I was a freshman as well. This kid is super smart, and he wanted to go to, what's the name of that school? Northside Prep, the really good one. And he wanted to go there, and his mom didn't let him go there because he has to take his little brother to school and then watch his little brother after school. So he needed to be close because his little brother's school is also a neighborhood school while his mom works. But this kid got a 33 on his ACT, and he has a 4.9 GPA. And, like, you compare him to a selective enrollment student, why are they any better than somebody like him? And there are many students at Foreman that are like this. They're just extremely smart. And another reason why it's unfair that neighborhood schools get so much less money is because, well, charter schools, they're good schools. I'm not downing them on that or trying to down talk charter schools, but a neighborhood school can't kick a student out for underperforming. And that's the difference. So in that sense, charter schools can skew their data and kind of play the system to get more money when a neighborhood school can't. And that's very unfair, especially for the students at these neighborhood schools that actually do want to succeed and do want the best for their futures. At Foreman, well, my entire life before coming to Foreman, I had either been at like all black schools or all white schools because I lived in Iowa for like 3 years. And when I got to Foreman, it was pretty cool. I was around Hispanic people. What happened? Oh, sorry. So when I got to Foreman, I got to be around Hispanic people for the first time, and I quickly learned that it was very offensive to think that all Hispanics were Mexican. But it was a good experience because now I know a lot. I know a lot about a lot of different cultures and cultures that are more similar to mine, cultures that are different. And I met a bunch of different types of people, which I think was really cool. And I enjoy being around people that look different from myself and learning about them and their lives, the way they live, their culture, etc. And then being involved at mikvah, I also got the same thing. There's like Middle Eastern people at mikvah, there's Asians, there's all types of people involved in mikvah, and it was just really cool. So, and also through mikvah, not only did I get to meet a lot of people that are different from myself, which is great in itself, but I also got a lot of networking skills as well, which stemmed from my mentor who I met through Foreman. I got personal tours of Skadden's law firms, and I've gotten offered an internship from the state rep. I think his name is Will Gazzardi. I haven't contacted him because, but he offered it to me, which was cool. And I got that through my mentor at Foreman. And these teachers at these neighborhood schools genuinely do care about their students, because otherwise, who would want to teach at a neighborhood school at a time when CPS is like this, when their job is in jeopardy? So yeah, basically the gist of what I'm trying to say is that neighborhood schools and neighborhood students deserve the same treatment as selective enrollment students and charter students. So for me, after high school, I plan on going to Austin, Texas for college at a school called St. Edward's University. They're offering me a lot of money, so. But I applied to a school in Austin, Texas because, well, I applied to that school in Austin, Texas because UT Austin wasn't on the Common App, and I was kind of tired of filling out applications at that point. So I applied there, but I got in, and they gave me money, which was good. Yeah. And I'm really into, like I said when I first started speaking, I'm really into making music, performing music. I actually got 2 of my songs played on Radio DePaul this year, which was cool. But So that's the music capital of the world. And then I'm also very into politics and activism, and that's the capital of Texas. So I felt like it was like a win-win situation for me. So I might as well go there. And after college, I plan on being an economist for a while. Hopefully I can work for the government. But my ultimate goal, though, is to hold an elected position, maybe something in Chicago, hopefully something in Chicago. Yeah. That's all. Thank you, guys.